Welcome to the most must-watch WSUW YouTube channel in history. Welcome to First Round KO.
Enjoy the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Howard J. Dingers. And this is 3 Count Review.
welcome everyone to Smackdown Live.
Smackdown Live Edition. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Howard Dingers, and welcome to the Smackdown Live edition of the 3 Count Review, presented by First Round KO. Today I'm in studio by myself, recording this directly after SmackDown so that we can get the quickest possible reaction for this. And this was the first SmackDown of the, quote, new era that they're trying to bring in, new faces, new superstars, and new matchups that the McMahons and Triple H keep promising. Again, we had two of the McMahons on the show. Stephanie and Triple H were not there, so I don't know if they just aren't on SmackDown, because Shane was on Raw, but these two weren't on SmackDown. I don't think anyone understands these rules yet. I don't think anyone understands. I don't think they understand what they're doing with this yet. I think it's all fly by the seat of their pants. So other than that, we are going to jump right in to the SmackDown review. We start backstage with a cool little, I don't even know. So like the whole SmackDown roster was backstage, like standing by Shane McMahon. Shane was like up on a pedestal and he was talking to the entire locker room, and he addressed the roster. He mentioned that Raw and the roster booed at the mention of Raw, like the SmackDown superstars booed Raw, which was kind of funny. He noted last night that the McMahon family ushered in a new era, and the new era continues on SmackDown. He needs the roster to put their best product on for the fans. He said, don't just grab the brass ring, rip it down. He then brought on Paige. Apparently, Paige is no longer the GM of SmackDown. No GMs, apparently. He made it clear that she's not going anywhere, but her role is changing. Interesting. We didn't get any clarification tonight what that role is going to be. Again, I don't think they know what that role is going to be. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Paige. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets thrown on commentary. Maybe. That just sprung to my mind. Otherwise, my thoughts were she could become a manager for someone. I don't even know. Who knows? Who knows what Paige is going to do? Hopefully they keep her on and she has a good role again, because Paige was fantastic. But the SmackDown roster gave her a round of applause, because she did a fantastic job as GM. So then we cut to the ring, and Becky Lynch makes her way down. The fans went crazy because she's the man, and there was a big Becky chant that broke out. She said she doesn't care who's running the show, because she's the man, and the man runs the show. Good stuff. She said everyone else in the back is listening to corporate nonsense, but she doesn't do things like that. She doesn't do meetings well, she said, and she conducts business out in the ring with the people. The only thing she wants from the McMahons is to deliver the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. She noted Rousey pushed her off the ladder at TLC, and she pointed out that Rousey didn't even fight her face-to-face. Becky basically said, I came to your show, I made you tap out in your locker room, and then I left you laying in your ring. And then you come to TLC, you cost me my championship, and you didn't even have the goal to look me in the face and fight me face-to-face. Really good stuff. Fantastic stuff. Becky's just amazing. I feel that gets said enough, but it doesn't get said enough. Becky's amazing. She called Rousey a Rowdy Piper cosplay, and Charlotte interrupted then. Charlotte comes out and told Lynch she gets rounds that Charlotte, Flair, gets Rousey first, and Flair said she would have won if Rousey didn't interfere. And this brought out the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka. Asuka said she's the champion, and the fans popped huge for that. I'm so glad that Asuka is still over. I was very scared that they ruined her. And Lynch pointed out that Asuka didn't beat her. They started arguing. Charlotte said you didn't beat her. Asuka was like, blah, blah, blah. I'm still the champ. Doesn't matter. And this brought out Mr. McMahon. Vince was actually on SmackDown. I'm not going to lie. I popped a little bit. I'm very upset with Vince right now because he's the reason that the show was so bad. So I'm upset with him, but it was cool to see Vince on SmackDown. It shows that it gives the impression that they're giving the same attention to both shows. So that's good. The crowd went crazy for him. He wished everyone happy holidays. He congratulated Asuka on winning the title. He was disappointed that Flair and Lynch were making excuses, and he noticed Rousey didn't break any rules by interfering in the match. It's a TLC match. Anyone can get involved. Just look at what happened to Baron Corbin. He didn't say that, but that's what sprung to my mind. That would have been a nice little touch. And then McMahon told them to get over it and take it out on Rousey. He asked Asuka if she wanted to defend her title tonight, and he wondered who would take the opportunity. And this brought out Naomi very quickly. These open challenge answers this week have been way too quick for my liking. Like, normally that stuff should, be like, oh, who's gonna, and then someone has to run to the back and hit their music and stuff. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that quick. That takes away like the realism of it. Whatever. So Naomi comes out. She pointed out that Flair had her chances before, and Lynch might be the man, but now she doesn't have the belt. Becky was about to say something, but she realized she shouldn't. It was pretty funny. I was really interested to hear what she had to say, actually. And then McMahon agreed, and that match was next. So we had a SmackDown Women's Championship match, Asuka versus Naomi. Charlotte and Becky both stayed out to watch the match. And, the opening segment was good. It was Becky. It was the focus was on the biggest storyline. And I love it. It was a great way to open the show with the new champ and Becky and Charlotte, who are great. And the surprise of Vince McMahon and making a new challenger. This is all great. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And David Otunga was on again to replace Byron Saxton because Saxton is still sick. And to be honest, I kind of prefer Otunga over Saxton, but that's neither here nor there. We got a good match out of Asuka versus Naomi. There was actually a couple near falls that scared me. I saw some rumors online that they were thinking about taking the title off of Asuka right away. So I didn't believe the rumors, but as those near falls from Naomi, especially after the rear view, a couple of those near falls got me. I will say, so kudos to them putting on a really good match. And towards the end, a couple near falls from Naomi. She hit the rear view for the close count, like I mentioned, and then Asuka applied the Asuka lock for the win. A very quick tap out, which I like. Protect the Asuka lock. So again, great match. I very much enjoy the fresh matchup. Like I said, this doesn't need to turn into a rivalry, but this is a fresh matchup. Getting Naomi in there in a singles match, good stuff. It's not necessarily the change we're looking for, but it's a start. It's a start because they just decided on like Friday or Saturday that they wanted to make these changes. That's not a lot of time to write 2 shows worth of changes. So it's a step in the right direction, and I'm very hopeful. The commentators announced that our main event tonight was going to be AJ Styles and Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas. It was also announced at some point in the show that Mustafa Ali has officially been signed to SmackDown Live. He's officially on the main roster and SmackDown. I think that's a fantastic move. Mustafa is amazing. He has done what he needs to do in 205 Live, basically like an NXT type of thing, where he's done just about all he can do. He never won the title, but he had multiple opportunities, and he put on very good matches. So bringing him up to SmackDown, great idea. I love it. So then we had in the back, we had Miz knocking on the McMahon office door. Vince comes out and mocked the knock, and just something about it being girly or something. I don't remember. Miz asked for Shane, but Vince said that Shane couldn't come out to play, and Miz tried to convince Vince. There's some tongue twisters in this paragraph here. That Miz and Shane would be a great tag team. He asked for Vince's blessings. It was very funny because it was kind of like he was asking to be his partner, and they never clarified tag team or like wrestling partner. He was just like, I want Shane to be my partner. I'm asking you for my blessing. It was very comical. Very good delivery by Miz and Vince. And Vince said he doesn't give blessings. He wants Miz to prove that he's a good partner for Shane. And Vince is going to pick a partner for Miz to compete in a match later. He then slammed the door in Miz's face. So we're getting a tag team match with The Miz later. We'll come back to that. In the back, we had Kayla Braxton interviewing Rusev and Lana. She noted Rusev pinned Nakamura last week, and she wondered if he wants a title shot. And Rusev said he hopes that the McMahons are paying attention because Rusev is a star. He promised to beat Nakamura on the greatest day of the year, Rusev Day. It's just really fun to sing that. I understand why Aiden did it so much. So then we had Jeff Hardy come down to the ring, and this was announced, teased, whatever you want to say. This segment was built as Samoa Joe wanting to apologize to Jeff Hardy. This was good. Tom Phillips noted that Samoa Joe was going to make a public apology. And Hardy noted that Joe brought up his personal demons, but Hardy demanded that Joe come out to the ring. He wants to hear the apology face to face. There was a loud Joe chant because Joe was over and Joe was amazing. Joe comes out to the ring, but not to make an apology. He said, I had to get you out here. I had to say it was an apology so that you would come out here. This is an intervention. He said Hardy's demons are going to come back. Hardy said the more Joe brings up his past, the more he doesn't want to go back to them. Great stuff. Hardy said that Joe is the one with the demons. He wondered if Joe was upset that he hasn't been champion despite being here for 2 years. This rattled Joe. He tried to attack Hardy. Hardy hit him with a twist of fate. This was really good. This added a new twist to the feud, and I very much enjoy it, actually. It was a very good twist because Jeff literally hit him with a twist of fate, figuratively and literally. It was really good. So they are actually having a match next week on SmackDown, which I believe is being recorded as I speak right now, tonight. Raw was recorded last week. Next week's Raw was recorded after this week's Raw, so I'm assuming the same goes for SmackDown. But they are in a match, and I can't remember if there's a stipulation behind it. We'll see if it's in the notes. If not, it's just a normal match. So then we had the tag team match for The Miz. Miz didn't know who his partner was. And all of a sudden, out comes Mandy. Mandy Rose is Miz's tag team partner. Miz didn't know it was a mixed tag match. So then, who are his opponents? None other than the Mixed Match Challenge champions, R-Truth and Carmella, the fabulous Truth. Truth noted that they won the Mixed Match Challenge and they now get to enter the Royal Rumble in their Rumble matches at number 30. And he was also very excited to visit, quote, WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. I don't know if he meant to do that, but it was funny. And Truth said he looks forward to facing The Miz and Maurice tonight. He keeps mistaking other women for Maurice, and it's quite funny. I enjoy R-Truth very much right now. This was a decent match. It was a fun match. It was a very quick match, I have to say. Yeah, I can't say too much about it. It was mostly Carmella kind of dominating Maurice, and then R-Truth kind of trying to get one in on Miz, like a quick roll-up or something. And eventually, Carmella hit a super kick on Rose, and they both went out to the floor. And then Miz snuck up and hit Truth with the skull-crushing finale for the win. Cool. Not sure where that's going to lead. Maybe Vince will actually give Shane and Miz a championship, not tag team title match. Maybe, I don't know. I doubt that. Maybe eventually. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to see that. I actually want the Shane and Miz thing to end. It's not a good storyline. It doesn't interest me in the least. But eventually we're going to have to see Miz versus Shane for the Best in the World trophy. And God, I don't want to see that. The commentators discussed all the changes and the fresh new era. Tom Phillips noted that they could feel all the changes tonight. Haven't been a lot of changes. Yeah. And they noted that there are a lot of new faces on the way, and the video that they showed on Raw for the NXT call-ups played again for Lars, Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, and EC3. So, don't know where any of them are going. If I had to make guesses, I'm going to say Lars is going to SmackDown. I'm going to say Lacey Evans is going to Raw. I'm going to say Nikki Cross to SmackDown with Sanity. Heavy Machinery should also go to SmackDown, and EC3 should go to Raw. But who knows what they'll do. The Usos came down to the ring. They noted they weren't pinned in the triple threat match, and they demanded the Bar to come out. Instead, we got the Good Brothers. We got Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. I was so happy to see them. I was begging for them to come out in this segment, and they did. And I'm very excited because I very much like Gallows and Anderson. They're so good, and they haven't had a match on SmackDown since August. 4 months they haven't been on. The only time that they were on in between that was for that one SmackDown segment to set up the Tag Team Survivor Series match. And then they were on the SmackDown Survivor Series match. And that's it. And that was on the pre-show. It's a shame that they've been mishandled. They're so good. Anderson noted every week it's about the Usos, the Bar, the New Day. The Usos, the Bar, the New Day. He pointed out that they haven't been on SmackDown since August, like I mentioned. And the Usos told them to either step up or turn around. Carl and Luke headed to the ring. And the ring announcer, I believe it was Craig Hamilton, I don't remember, confirmed that the McMahons approved the match. And it starts now. The Usos versus the Good Brothers. I know that they're not actually called the Good Brothers. That's just what I'm going to call them. It's fine. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. Gallows and Anderson had a good match. I think people forget how good these people are. And Carl had a really good line where he referenced the Usos saying that they've been the best thing on SmackDown, and he said that they've been the best tag team in the world for the past decade. And they really were. They were amazing before they came to WWE, and they've been handled very poorly. They had the titles once, but no one remembers the feud because it all led to that WrestleMania match where the Hardys came back. That's it. That's all the time. Like, if anyone can tell me where they won the titles, what pay-per-view it was, I know which one it was. If you can tell me, put it in the comments below, and I'll give you a cookie or something. I'll give you a pat on the back. I don't know, but it's just sad that they've been so mishandled lately. Ever since coming to WWE, really. I think they should go to SmackDown and pair up back with AJ Styles, and maybe Finn with them too. But anyway, like I said, really good match towards the end. Let's see here. The Gallows and Anderson went for the I don't know what their the Boot of Doom move. Couldn't think of what it was called. But then Jimmy hit a splash on Anderson, and the Bar came out because I guess they were going to beat up everyone. But Sanity hit the ring first before the Bar could, and Sanity attacked the Usos, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and they just destroyed them. I love that Sanity's out here. I've been wanting them to come back. They've been misused. God, they've been misused terribly. And then Sanity walked past the Bar, and then the Bar went into the ring to jump the Usos and the Good Brothers. This is a great segment because it reestablishes Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Good. Use them. Continue to use them. Don't make this a one-off. I'd be very upset. I think a lot of people would be. And then also Sanity. I think this might set up Sanity versus The Bar, which I am very interested in because it's almost two heels going at it, but with two different styles of heels. It could be very interesting. I'm very excited about that. So, this SmackDown division just got even better. This tag team division, SmackDown tag team division. I'm very excited. In the back, we had Shinsuke Nakamura, why he should be scared of Rusev. They then showed a clip of Rusev from Total Divas just being goofy. It was very, very entertaining clip, I will say. Rusev is amazing. It featured Rusev showing off his legs, running around naked. And then Nakamura noted that Rusev is not a star. He's a total diva. It was really good stuff by Nakamura. I'm actually very interested in this. Next week, again, on the Christmas episode of SmackDown, we have Rusev versus Nakamura for the title. So that should be good. Very excited. Yeah, so then we had Daniel Bryan coming down to the ring just right before their tag team match. Oh, yeah, he said he killed the Yes Movement, and on Sunday he destroyed the house that AJ Styles built. Unlike the people, he's about creation. Unlike you people, he's about creation, is what he said. On SmackDown, Bryan is creating a brave new world, and he understands the people won't like it because they fear change. He wondered how people could destroy the planet that gives them life, and he noted the people of Fresno are the guiltiest of them all. He said Fresno ranks number 1 in pollution in the state of California. And the fans broke out into a yes chant. Yay, pollution. I thought that was very strange for the crowd to cheer that. But, it's Daniel working the crowd. He did a very good job of it. So then he yelled shame at the fans for chanting. He also said that the people of Fresno should never try to self-educate themselves because they will fail. In fact, they failed already. Luckily for the people, they have someone to show them the way and to teach them. The new Daniel Bryan. Great stuff. This was another great Bryan promo, is what the notes here say. So then we had the match, AJ Styles and Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas. Fantastic match. All 4 of these men can go in and have a great match. I was very much looking forward to this match, and it did not disappoint. It was such a good match, back and forth. We had great, different matchups. I shouldn't say different. The only one different really being Mustafa and Andrade, I guess, because we've seen Mustafa and Bryan and then AJ and Cien. So here's my thing. Going into this match, before this match finished, I was sitting here thinking, okay, what have we done tonight to change things? Because Raw didn't do much. So we brought in Naomi for a title match. She lost. Cool. Brought in Gallows and Anderson. They didn't win. Okay. Sanity did get the upper hand, and they kind of feel a little important. We'll see. They got to keep building it. Rome wasn't built in a day. Now I'm trying to even remember what else even happened. R-Truth and Carmella with Mandy Rose and Jeff and so those were really the only changes, and they didn't do much with the changes. It was my point. So I was going into this match thinking, well, okay, either AJ's gonna pin Andrade or Bryan's gonna pin Mustafa, and I was very scared because then that just furthers my point that I made in the Raw review yesterday, that you can't just promise these changes and say, hey, look at these new faces, but then not do anything with these new faces. The whole point of this is to put over new people and make new stars. And you can't do that if they keep losing, if they just keep losing to the same people that you've been pushing all year. But I was actually proved wrong in this match. I was very glad that I was proved wrong in this match. So, Styles got the hot tag, ran wild on Bryan. This is towards the end of the match. Styles locked in the calf crusher on Bryan, but almost broke it up. Almost went for the hammerlock DDT, but Styles backdropped him to the floor. Ali hit a Hurricane Rana on Almost to the floor. Ali slipped off the steps, but managed to pull off the move. It looked like Mustafa's fault, but it was not. It was just a slip. It's a mistake. It happens. That's why they call it high risk, ladies and gentlemen. Styles hit the moonsault for the reverse DDT. Or into the reverse DDT. I love that move so much. Great move that Styles does. I wish he would do it more. Ali got the hot tag and went for the 054 on Bryan. But Almas tried stopping him, but he kind of back elbowed him. He fell off. AJ Styles hit him with a phenomenal forearm. And then Ali hit the 054, the inverted 450, on Daniel Bryan and pinned the WWE champion. 1, 2, 3. Mustafa Ali pinned Daniel Bryan. Good. It's a non-title. It's a tag team match. You can do that. And this builds up Mustafa so huge. He had a great match with him last week. And now you put him in this spot where he gets to beat Daniel. This puts him over big time. Now Ali's a big deal now. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Mustafa Ali versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Put him in a U.S. title feud at the Royal Rumble. I think that would be an amazing match. This SmackDown was great. I love the tag team match. Like I said, all 4 wrestlers can put on a good match whenever they want to, and they did. We got the women's title match, which was a good match. I really like Naomi. Let's see here. We got the tag match, which was good. Usos and Gallows and Anderson. Awesome. And then we had the reintroduction of Sanity. Awesome. If Nikki Cross doesn't get paired with them, I'm going to lose my freaking marbles. Yeah, the Jeff Hardy stuff, they really furthered that feud. They really added that other layer to it. No sight of Randy or Ray. Good. That feud doesn't need to continue. And let's see here. What was the other one? Oh, it's slipping from my mind. The Miz and Maurice stuff was really good. Oh, and Shinsuke versus Rusev. I think that should be decent too. Shinsuke was entertaining as always. So, okay, yeah. So next week on SmackDown, Shane McMahon, special guest on Miz TV. U.S. champion Nakamura takes on Rusev for the title. And Joe goes one-on-one with Hardy. Cool. And that's what we have. Another great episode of SmackDown. I was very worried about the changes. I'm a little worried for Paige. Hopefully she gets a good role. Like I said, commentary wouldn't be terrible. I don't like Byron Saxton, so if Paige replaced him, as long as she's better than Renee, then we'll be fine. But anyway, that does it for me today. Thank you all for listening. Please, subscribe. Find my podcast, First Round KO, on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. And follow me on Twitter, Olsen2K18. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you next week.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Give us a follow on Twitter. Links in the description down below. And make sure you listen to our podcast, First Round KO, on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher.
Until next time, peace.